Hey guys, Station X here, and today we're going to be taking a look at 10 Nintendo DS games that I think are just absolute classics. I mean, we got some stuff here that, if you're picking up a DS for the first time, these are not bad games to start off with. But if you notice here real quick, I actually have 13 games here. And that's just mainly because of the fact that there were a couple games here, or at least like 3, that I wanted to just throw into this pile today because I did come across a pretty decent amount of DS games, and these ones are not only from very popular franchises that I really enjoy, but also just the 3 in particular, which I'll talk about in a second, were just part of like shows that I really liked watching. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it and start with the games I was mainly talking about here. And that is from like some of the biggest animes probably out there. We have Bleach, Dark Souls, which is kind of funny, Naruto, Path of the Ninja, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Nightmares Troubadour. Now, I grew up basically with these 3 shows, and so owning the games from them, I'm just kind of like my personal thing where I'm just trying to collect every game, specifically Naruto, but also just like I try to get some Yu-Gi-Oh! In there, and I believe this is the first Bleach game I own, because I have not done a good job collecting for those. I actually don't know how many there are, as I don't see Bleach games too often. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto are really common. Like, I see a bunch of different ones, so it's like that one's gonna be a little harder to kind of track down. But yeah, these 3 games, you know, I think they're okay. This might not be some people's favorites, but I definitely enjoy them. But going on to the actual 10 here, we have Golden Sun Dark Dawn. Now, this is like an RPG game, actually published by Nintendo, and a lot of people talk about this one. It kind of reminds me of back when the Game Boy Advance, like Nintendo would kind of slap their name on a bunch of different games and stuff. And so DS is not too far off from that. And not only do we have this one, but we have The World Ends With You, which this one I actually seen the more recent ports of it, the like Switch and PS4, stuff like that. But I didn't actually know this originally came out on the Nintendo DS, which this is going to be the first of many Square Enix games. I have a lot in this pile, so we'll get through them in a second. But yeah, like this one's hard to come by nowadays. So I mean, when I say like, hey, if you're picking up a DS game, you might want to pick these games up. Some of them might be a little harder to get, but if you come across them, definitely pick them up. Like this one, I very much enjoy. Chrono Trigger. This is of course a port of the very famous Chrono Trigger on Super Nintendo, and this is probably one of the better RPGs, you know, right up there with Final Fantasy and other famous ones. I mean, again, like I really like Persona. That's why I got into RPGs, and I'm sort of kind of, you know, catching up on those. So I don't think I need to say like too much about Chrono Trigger, although I did notice that it has very much a resemblance to kind of Dragon Ball like art style. I don't know if that was on purpose or if it's the same people who do the art for it. I'm not too sure, because I haven't played Chrono Trigger when it first originally came out, both on Super Nintendo, PS1, DS, like all those different re-releases. But definitely catching up on that now. The Kingdom Hearts games, we have Kingdom Hearts Recoded, and we have Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. Which I gotta say, the Kingdom Hearts games have very funny titles, I will say. And this also continues the trend of DS games having these really nice, shiny, glittery effects on their covers, which is really nice. I technically own them through the Story So Far collection, so I mean, you know, I actually have probably a better way to play these. Yeah, I do like owning the originals sometimes, because also I think if I play them on the device that it was kind of meant to be played, I get like the authentic experience sometimes. But it kind of is, if you're able to play it on the more accessible system, then definitely try these out. There's also some people I know emulate them as well, which is not a horrible option either. But these is one of the many spin-off games that Kingdom Hearts definitely did back in the day. 2 Pokemon games. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness, and we have Pokemon White Version 2. Now, going on with this one first, again, you got this nice raised shiny text on it, which I always love the Mystery Dungeon DS games for that. So as far as like my Mystery Dungeon collection for the DS, I have this one of course now, and I have Explorers of the Sky. So I don't know how many more there are, because I haven't really focused too much on spin-off games, but I am definitely trying to get every single Pokemon game, so this one's getting one step closer. And of course, Pokemon White version 2 finally completes this long journey of me trying to get every single mainline Pokemon game. So now I'm pretty sure that I have every single one. I know I have all of them from the Nintendo Switch. I have all the 3DS ones. I have all now the regular DS ones, and I had the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and of course the original Game Boy versions. Now I have this one to complete the set. So now, as far as Pokemon games are concerned, like I said, only spin-off titles are in my reach now. I have to like go and collect all those, which there's a bunch. I'm still missing the original Pokemon Snap, which is something I gotta get on that. But yeah, White version 2, of course, is very good. I played obviously Black version 2 and Pokemon Black, but so I eventually did get Pokemon White and played that. It was pretty good, but you know, I have part 2 to that. I mean, they're basically for the most part the same games. It's just there's different Pokemon in them and some different stuff. But I mean, I like having both, because sometimes also they like when you have both, you could do certain things with it. So I mean, I definitely enjoy that. Kirby Canvas Curse. This is actually a Kirby game I haven't seen before, because I'm a big Kirby fan. I love the Kirby games, and so they always have some unique ones. I know the Kirby Yarn game is another fairly unique one as far as its presentation, the Battle Royale game, but Canvas Curse, pretty cool, and kind of utilizes a lot of the DS stuff, basically. The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, another very popular Zelda game, and another collection that I'm trying to complete, whereas I'm trying to get every single Zelda game. Now, there are way too many. I think I have most, if not all, of the mainline games, but as far as spin-off Zelda games like this one, it is just kind of, like, the amount of them is insane. I know I'm definitely missing a bunch from the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, and it's a lot of other ones, but I'm getting a little closer when it comes to DS, so that's pretty cool. And last but certainly not least for this DS haul is Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure if this just continues the story of the original Fire Emblem characters from the first game, or if this is just a remake of the first game, just because I'm still kind of catching up with Fire Emblem stuff. But you know, Fire Emblem famously has just, for the longest time, had it come out here until the Game Boy Advance and GameCube, and then obviously with the Fire Emblem characters appearing in Smash Brothers, the popularity of them just kind of kept going up and up. To now we get really big full Fire Emblem releases both here and in Japan, and it's not just exclusive to Japan anymore. But I mean, of course, if you want the full like Fire Emblem stories and stuff, like the good first half of them are still, I think, stuck in Japan for the most part, with the exception of the first one, I believe. Especially now they had the 30th anniversary thing for over in North America, so that one was really cool. I did get that for the Switch, but this one I saw and I was like, you know what, I want to try to get my hands on it because of the fact that I do want to experience a bunch of the different Fire Emblem games, and I have a lot of them from the 3DS and the Switch. So now I gotta try to get some of the older ones. But now that wraps it up for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think these are absolute classics, or do you think these games are pretty bad? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, as well as what is your favorite DS game. I'm very interested to know. And as always, I've been Station X, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me